July 3rd, 2010. On that day, the most infamous thing in Minecraft history was born. Herobrine, the monster with white eyes. He instantly became the most popular thing at the time, with thousands of people wanting to hunt him down and find out if he was real or not. Herobrine's popularity also caused a ton of similar entities, but most of them didn't have the staying power he had. Herobrine even began to fall once people grew up and realized that something like him could never exist. And with Herobrine gone, those other myths really had nothing to stand on as they faded into obscurity. That's why I wanted to go back and research about some of these forgotten entities. With that being said, my favorite was always Entity 303. Entity 303 was probably the second most popular Minecraft legend right after Herobrine. Some people even considered it to be the second coming of Herobrine, but judging from the fact that it's in this video, that's obviously not true. Entity 303's story basically boils down to a former Mojang employee wants revenge on Minecraft and Notch, for some reason. You know, that sounds kinda weird, let's go see what the wiki has to say about him. Oh. Entity 303 is said not to just be the former employee, but a whole team of hackers going by usernames like 303mojang.com 303 and entity.303. If you have any files in your computer that are named anything with 303, then it could be 303's hackers. 303 can also hack into players' worlds and corrupt them. 1 out of 40 players are affected by 303 and his team. Herobrine actually came to warn us about 303 by showing what he would do. 303 plans to ruin Minecraft by the end of 2014 or 2015. Signs have been seen in worlds hacked by 303 saying help in Swedish. This means Herobrine needs our help to defeat 303. If he's not defeated soon, then Minecraft will be in his control. Moving on from that though, Entity 303 actually has its own story, which I'll be reading now. The following is an email from Frankie, the first person to encounter Entity 303, that was supposed to go to Speed, the first person to speak out about 303. Frankie's email has since been deleted. Hi Speed, my name is Frankie. I'm a huge fan of Minecraft and I've been playing for about 2 years now. Every day after school, me and my friend, John, would always play on his private server. He was a bit of a noob at Minecraft, but since he was pretty rich, he decided to buy a private server so we could play multiplayer survival, along with my friends Vincent and Bready. One day, we all were in a group Skype chat and we were working on a huge survival city that we were in the process of building for at least 8 months. We were really proud with how it turned out. It was located in a desert, so we appropriately named our city Drybones. All of a sudden, while we went to grab supplies to finish the hotel that we were working on, John noticed something strange in the chat. The only plugins that we had on the server were Essentials along with some plugin that Bready found called Social Spy. Thanks to Social Spy, it seems that someone named player.number303 used the command /stop. Now, John suffers from major anxiety. I've known him since preschool and he's always been a really insecure person, so when he saw that a so-called non-existent player tried to shut the server down, he immediately thought it was a hacker. At first, I thought it was just a bug or something and that he was being paranoid, but I reminded myself that this is a private server. I set up the plugins for him and such, and I kept his server whitelisted, since he didn't know how. There was no way that anyone could join except for us. I checked the server control panel and it showed that we were the only ones on the server. I was getting a bit confused. We all decided to just ignore it and continue on with our survival. It's about 20 minutes in and I'm walking with Vincent to the nearest forest to grab wood, which wasn't very near at all. All of a sudden, we see a white figure in the distance of the desert. It appeared to be in the model of some type of ghostly figure, which I could barely make out as red eyes. I quickly took a screenshot and ran after it. For some reason, Vincent's player just stood still. I was assuming it was just lag, but he wasn't even speaking on the Skype call. I checked Skype and asked if he's still online, but no answer. He's not even on the Skype call. Anyhow, I opened up Minecraft again to see that the white figure disappeared, and Vincent disconnected from the server. I tried calling him on my phone, but no answer. It goes straight to voicemail. I try texting him, but the texts don't deliver. John's getting worried, to the point where it sounds like he's about to cry. Bready isn't even listening to us, like he's not aware of the situation at all. I finally get his attention and he realizes how peculiar this is. He TPs to me and helps me search for the white figure. Now, John's hysterically crying, thinking that the hacker got Vincent in real life or something. And then suddenly, my screen starts glitching. It's not normal for Minecraft to bug out like that. It looked like it was corrupted or something. If that's not bad enough, the chat starts spamming object successfully summoned by player.number303. I look at the Skype chat and realize that someone has joined the call. It did not have a username, nor did we get any notification of someone getting added. John's just watching this all happen. His voice is shaking and I can hear him sniffling. And honestly, I was starting to get a little freaked out myself. Bready seemed to leave the call and disconnect from the server, possibly out of boredom, while I'm trying to calm John down, but he simply repeats, "I can't take this. This is too much for me." The anonymous Skype caller finally puts his face cam on, but it's too dark to see anything. John finally gets too overwhelmed and leaves the call and the server. I don't blame him. If he stayed any longer, he'd probably have a breakdown. It's just me and this anonymous player. I ask if anyone's there, and I hear a faint voice saying something that sounds like "make a wish." It was faint, yet it sounded like a voice changer. I decide to switch on Minecraft to see if the player is there, and the chat spams with file overload in red text, along with make a wish in gray text. I suddenly get poisoned with a potion of blindness as I lose my ability to move. I can't even turn off my computer or close the game. The player then runs up to me. It seemed to have a ghostly skin on with red eyes and a white parka. The chat then says one more thing. Make a wish and say goodbye to your friends. The Skype call drops and somehow exits out by itself, and the player runs up to me and hits me. For some reason, it makes that oof noise that used to exist in beta versions and earlier. My computer then shuts off. I tried to turn it back on, but to no avail. I also tried to use my phone, but the internet was down. I wait about 3 hours before turning my PC back on. The desktop wallpaper was changed to green coding, probably hex. I then realized that literally everything except the recycling bin was deleted from my computer. I turn it off and use my laptop. I try calling John and he doesn't answer. The same goes with Bready and Vincent. I decide to just go to bed and go to school the next day to speak with them in person. I go to school the next morning and Brady's the only one to show up. He says that Vin and John's parents called his parents and asked if they're at his house. Apparently they went missing. If you get this email, Speed, and if you ever encounter 303 again, I want you to quickly close out of your Minecraft and shut down your computer. I don't want you to end up like Vincent or John. Please be careful. If I get more information, I'll contact you immediately. Good luck. Speed additionally made multiple videos documenting Entity 303, which caused a chain reaction of other people also showing their own sightings. Entity 303 got so popular that it was even acknowledged by Notch. The most recent Entity 303 content was a farewell video made by Speed. The next myth is Null. Null originates from a video called I am Null.avi, which was made by Along Came Josh. In the video, Josh walks around until he finds a sign that says Null is coming, and after he finds the sign, his screen begins to glitch. As Josh keeps walking around, more and more Null signs appear, and near the end, we finally see Null. But the second that he looks at Null, his game instantly crashes. The second video in the series is called Who is Null and goes over a clip from one of Josh's old series, Spider-Man Plays Minecraft. As the clip plays, you can see the same black entity from the first Null video in the corner. Now, that's all that really happens in this video, but there is one more. It's titled Null, the new Herobrine? And in the video, Josh shows how he's been haunted by Null. He goes over a bunch of clips where you can see Null in the background in every single one. Near the end of the video, Josh asks others to come out with their own stories about Null. And as you probably expected, people did. YouTube was flooded with Null sightings. He was instantly the most popular thing to talk about. I think the main reason he blew up so much, though, is because of Herobrine's decline. People wanted something new to investigate, and Null filled that void. That didn't last for long, though. Null fell just as quickly as he rose. Yranib is absolutely the most niche thing I'm going to talk about in this video. His story's kind of a nothing burger, with it following the exact same outline that every other Minecraft legend follows. He's basically just Herobrine, but not evil. Yranib also looks exactly like Herobrine, but instead of having white eyes, they're blue. The player we hear Yranib's story from apparently has talked to him for 20 minutes before. But every time he tries to talk to Yranib after that, his game crashes. Near the end of the story, Yranib finally speaks and explains that he is not evil. After this, Yranib sends a message containing a ton of binary, which I don't think translates into anything. The only legible translation I could get was, "The words and numbers are a link," and to be honest, I have no clue what that could mean. And finally, the last thing that I wanted to go over here was the bits of Herobrine's story that were left behind. During his first iteration, Herobrine would only ever appear after you listen to Disc 13. Additionally, he was named White Eyes and was described as a female creature who would stalk the player from afar. The name White Eyes stuck, but the skin changed to just be the default player model. A little bit later, people started calling him Herobrine. But the place that Herobrine gained a lot of his popularity from is the Brocraft stream, where Brocraft changed the texture of a painting to be that of Herobrine. On December 10th, 2010, we got the first iteration of the Herobrine totem. At this time, it was made with 2 gold blocks, 2 netherrack, and then lighting them on fire. This was later changed to be a 3x3 square of gold blocks with a block of netherrack on top and 4 redstone torches surrounding it. Oh yeah, this totem was also shown in an official video, by the way. Minecraft myths are something that I don't think can ever be recreated. They were made during a perfect time where the internet was new enough that people would fall for things like Herobrine or Entity 303. If anyone showed off the original Herobrine screenshot nowadays, everyone would just assume that they have a mod that does that installed. And that's all I really have to say on this. Thank you for listening and subscribe.